Coming up next, the gut-wrenching effects from Hurricane Ian and how people here are keeping tabs on loved ones and friends.
It's a national disaster down here.
Plus, frustrating cancellations, delays, and flight changes at University Park Airport. We find out why.
I had to reschedule my flights because they got canceled like 3 times.
And fans react to a new era at Beaver Stadium. Alcohol sales are underway. The Center County Report starts now. Good afternoon. I'm Matt Noah.
And I'm Samantha Saucier. Thanks for joining us for the Center County Report. Our top story, the ongoing devastation and cleanup from Hurricane Ian. The president visited Puerto Rico yesterday and plans to visit Florida tomorrow. And as storm victims try to recover in the South, people here are keeping a close eye on friends and family in Ian's path. Ava Brengord is here with more. Ava?
Hey guys, days after Hurricane Ian made landfall in Florida and the Carolinas, leaving images like this, the devastating effects continue. The storm has killed at least 78 people and more than 400,000 are without power. Search and rescue operations continue.
Deadly flooding, terrifying winds, and a huge storm surge. The sheer force of Hurricane Ian has made it one of the most catastrophic storms on record.
What I saw is just heartbreaking, and all the friends I lost and everybody else, the stories are horrific. It's a nightmare.
Ian first made landfall in Cuba, destroying almost everything in its path. Now U.S. coastal communities are left with billions of dollars in damage and people without their homes and belongings.
Whenever we left on the boat, it was just a scary feeling, like you don't know if you're ever going to see them again, if you're going to see your house again, your animals again.
Now cleanup efforts are underway with first responders continuing search and rescue operations.
It's really just a heart-wrenching operation. And generally, the victims, the survivors are just thrilled to see the Coast Guard, the rescuers.
One of the hardest hit areas, Florida's Sanibel Island, is cut off entirely after the only bridge to the island collapsed. Penn State student Lauren Wiesire is from Fort Myers, which took a head-on shot from Ian.
Honestly, it's just really scary, not knowing what it's going to look like when I go home for break. I haven't really heard from my parents or my family much at all. So it's scary not really knowing what's going on at home. The beach was one of our favorite places to hang out, like as a family or with my friends. And who knows, like when the next time we'll be able to go there.
I'm Ava Brengord for the Center County Report.
In Center County, more than an inch of rain fell over the weekend from the remnants of Hurricane Ian.
Pennsylvania has been showing its support for those hurricane victims by sending Red Cross volunteers. Anna Meyer has that story.
The images from Hurricane Ian are shocking. Massive flooding, homes destroyed, and power out for days. Joanne Mazza lives in Florida, just 20 miles from the ocean. She prepared with sandbags and essentials like canned food and water. Her area didn't get hit as badly as others, but her local grocery store is affected.
The shelves are empty. I went yesterday. There's no water. There's no toilet paper. Canned goods are gone. Yeah, the shelves are pretty empty.
Many of her Florida neighbors need help. Pennsylvania has sent more than 40 members of a special urban search and rescue task force down south to help with the hurricane relief effort. And the Red Cross has already had about 1,500 volunteers on the ground. The Pennsylvania Red Cross has sent 61 people from our region and hundreds more are on standby. Hope Roden of the Mid-Central PA chapter says they offer more than physical help.
Kind of the number one thing, and it's not a tangible thing, is hope. Our goal is to really meet people's immediate needs, and every disaster is a little bit different.
The Red Cross has been sending out dozens of emergency supplies and volunteers to those affected by Ian, and trucks like this one right here. They've mobilized about 80 emergency response vehicles for food supplies and have opened shelters for evacuees. While the Red Cross has been a lifeline for those affected by Ian, they're not the only ones who can help out.
There's lots of things that you can do. So certainly financial donations. It takes a lot of resources to be able to stand up this level of operation.
Roden also says you can visit your local blood drive and donate. The Red Cross makes up 40% of the nation's blood donations, and a little can go a long way. In State College, I'm Anna Meyer for the Center County Report.
To support the Red Cross, you can donate online at redcross.org.
Election Day is just 5 weeks from today, and candidates are keeping busy on the campaign trail. U.S. Senator Bob Casey joined dozens of other elected officials and candidates at the Centre County Democratic Committee's fall dinner. That was at Penn State on Sunday. U.S. Senate candidate John Fetterman attended the event too. He faces Dr. Mehmet Oz in the Senate race.
Centre County's free COVID testing center is now at a new location. The testing site has moved to a parking lot at 60 Decibel Road off East College Avenue near the Nittany Mall. Testing is free and operates from Tuesdays through Saturdays on a first-come, first-served basis.
Airlines and airports are still dealing with serious and complicated post-pandemic issues, and even smaller airports like University Park are caught up in the mess. With airlines and airports short-staffed, customers are feeling the frustration with air travel that goes for big airports and small ones, like here at University Park Airport.
A minimum number of flights, one flight a day to Detroit, where in the past we had two or three flights a day to 2 flights a day to Philadelphia, where in the past we've had 6 or 7.
Airport Director Brian Rogers deals with it every day.
With the pilot shortage, we certainly have a reduced number of flights. Then with the cost of inflation, the cost of travel is certainly more, so I think people are wanting to not spend their money on travel, so it all impacts the airport.
Like many airports across the country, University Park Airport is no stranger to flight delays and staffing shortages due to post-pandemic and inflation rising. Travel costs have skyrocketed. For Jacob Walbrink, it means working longer hours to pay for travel.
Last year when I went to Missouri to see my dad, it was only like $200 for the plane tickets round trip. This time when I went, it was like $400 to $500 round trip. For me, I had to work more to get more money so I could pay for my flight tickets.
He and others are facing the new reality of juggling flight changes.
I had to reschedule my flights because they got canceled like 3 times.
Many experts believe the airline industry will have a tough time until at least next summer as they try to hire and train new staff. Although there are fewer flights due to pilot shortages and a decline in staff, the airport is still maintaining a high number of 76.5% of flights on time, according to the Air Travel Consumer Report. The University Park Airport will continue to operate even with low staff and is hopeful that its numbers will return to normal as time continues. The U.S. Transportation Department also says customer complaints about service are up nearly 270% over pre-pandemic levels.
Pennsylvania is spending $45 million to establish 3 new state parks. The state already has 121 parks. The new one will be added to a nature reserve in Wyoming County, on Big Elk Creek in Chester County, and along the Susquehanna River in York County. A new era is underway at Penn State. Public alcohol sales begin at Beaver Stadium on Saturday. Renata Dow reports.
Gary Franz graduated from Penn State in 1979. He has season tickets and tries to visit from Texas whenever he can.
I love the atmosphere here. This is awesome.
But he's skeptical of the new beer sales that began at Beaver Stadium on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on having it inside the stadium. As a student, I probably would have loved it, but as an alum, I'm like, people can party enough out in the parking lot. We don't got to do it in the stadium.
Some Penn State students are happy about the alcohol sales inside of Beaver Stadium and are planning to be part of the first group of people legally authorized to buy inside.
I think it's a cool thing, being the first, group of people who could buy some alcohol in the stadium. I feel like I have to be part of the first group, and I'll wait in the long line, have a good time.
Prices range from $10 to $12.
I think it's going to be a little bit expensive and not really reasonable for students because the lines are going to be really long. But overall, I think it's a good idea. It'll help the sales in the stadium.
Beers are available at 32 locations, except near the student section. Those who are 21 and older need to show and scan an ID and wear a wristband. Luke Felleck, who graduated in 2017, believes the move will help the university.
It'll bring revenue to the university, and it'll also cut down on binge drinking before the game, so I think it'll add to a family-friendly environment in Beaver Stadium, so I'm all for it.
For Gary Franz, he'll stick with tailgating.
We tailgate before, enjoy the game, and then tailgate after.
University Park, I'm Renata Dow for the Centre County Report.
Beaver Stadium is the 9th Big Ten university to sell alcohol at football games.
Now, Sammy, are we done with the rain for a while?
I sure hope so.
Well, the 7-day forecast is coming up.
Plus, see how one organization is making a big difference for local kids, and they could use your help too. Also coming up, Pennsylvanians with connections to Iran talk about the violent protests there after the death of a woman in a police custody.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? I'm high. Oh.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and locally produced shows from your station. Get the PBS Video app now and stream the best of PBS anytime, anywhere.
We care about things that affect the lives of every American.
We are there at the front line
to get to the heart of what really matters in every issue.
This country has not seen this in 80 years.
This extraordinary moment in American history.
You're making such a huge impact.
Trust is at the heart of what we do.
The State College community came together to remember a young woman whose death in Iran sparked violent and deadly protests. Alina Lebedeva has the story.
Dozens of people gathered at Penn State to join the world in mourning the death of an Iranian woman. 22-year-old Mahsa Amini died while in the custody of Iran's morality police in Tehran. Her death triggered a wave of women's rights protests in Iran and around the world. More than 70 people have died in those protests. Ali Barhan was born and raised in Iran and says Amini's death sparked a fire after long-lasting issues in Iran.
This has happened in various scales before. There are, of course, there are always some cracks, and then it gets bigger and bigger if it's not dealt with, if it's not actually treated to make the situation better.
Remembrance of Mahsa Amini and the victims of current protests event is organized by the Iranian Student Association at Penn State, and it aims to be a voice of the Iranian people. A former college professor in Iran, Ebrahim Talahi, believes what's happening there now is also an opportunity for the future.
For us who live or work outside Iran, or the people who work in Iran, the main point is to think about the next step in terms of doing a reform.
Naima Mohammadi, a refugee from Iran who lives in Pittsburgh, says it's the right time to raise the voice of Iranian women.
Special feminist, global feminist movements who believe in women's rights must, I think, have to, they have to support such great events because it's related to Muslim women more than Iranian women.
I'm Alina Lebedeva for the Center County Report.
Experts say Iran's notorious morality police have terrorized women for decades.
Center County's Big Brothers Big Sisters program is facing a shortage of volunteers to help local kids. Renata Dowd takes a closer look.
Anna Kalavici loves playing with her dog. She also loves making an impact on children's lives as a Big Brothers Big Sisters volunteer.
I found out about it when I was 16, and ever since then I want to have a good impact on someone's life.
Rachel Cole has been a volunteer for 4 years and says helping kids between 5 and 16 years old is a great way to be a role model for someone who might not have one.
Growing up, I had lots of really positive adults in my life who made a difference and helped me become more confident and be the person that I am today.
And the need is growing. Right now, there are more than 50 kids on the waiting list for the mentoring program in Center County.
The support system that the company provides is really cool, and I think it's just nice to be there for a little kid.
Through the program, Rachel was able to see her little sister grow throughout the years.
She was in 6th grade when we were matched, and now she's in 10th grade.
She can see the girl's growth in confidence.
Middle school is a huge time of growth in students, so they do change a lot, and it's definitely interesting watching that a little bit more closely.
Big Brothers Big Sisters helps at-risk kids who can benefit from a one-to-one relationship with an adult. Program Director Rebecca Lord says children are referred for lots of reasons.
It could be a lost loved one. It could be a single-parent household. It could be trouble making friends in school, maybe academic concerns, maybe a history of substance abuse in the family.
The organization needs more volunteers to help, especially men. The results in Center County are impressive among kids currently in the program. 100% are better able to express their feelings, 93% demonstrated improved self-confidence, and 93% improved emotional self-regulation.
It's going to depend on what things he enjoys to do, but one thing I definitely want to do with him is a dog park with this one right here.
Simple things that can make a big difference. In State College, I'm Renata Dal for the Center County Report.
Those interested in volunteering can find more info on the Center County Youth Service Bureau website.
Well, good afternoon and thank you for tuning in. I'm student meteorologist Joey Walker with your CCR afternoon forecast for today. Taking a look behind me right now in State College, current conditions 50 degrees and cloudy with a slight shower over Beaver Stadium at the moment. Feels like 50 degrees with winds moving north-northeast at 10 miles per hour. Now that's unseasonably cool for this time of year in October. Our normal high is 65 and we're sitting at about 50, so that's 15 degrees below the average, so extremely unseasonably cool for this time of the year. Speaking of temperatures, taking a look at the rest of the Commonwealth. Again, State College at 50 degrees, Selinsgrove at 50, as well as Harrisburg at 50, Williamsport at 49. Taking a look at the other side of the state, you can actually see quite the temperature gradient coming across the middle of the state here, with higher temperatures being on the western side and cooler ones on the eastern. Now that's actually because of a storm system that's currently tracking its way through the State College area today. There's a storm system currently sitting over the eastern coast, and that's tracking west because this is actually the remnants of Ian. Now, there is a low pressure system from the remnants of Ian sitting off of the Atlantic coast of New Jersey, which is causing all of this to happen. Zooming out, I can show you that right now. The system's right about here, and it's currently causing an easterly flow that is making storms track this way into the State College area and through western Pennsylvania later tonight. Futurecast showing you when we could expect those showers to be making their way through the State College area. Currently seeing a few of them over right now, but tracking later on throughout the day, we could see one or two pop up throughout the overnight tonight, maybe even into Wednesday morning, but by Wednesday afternoon, we do expect a high pressure system to make its way through and clear out the area for Thursday and Friday. Scattered showers for today, weather headlines, brief warm up by Thursday and Friday, but then we'll dip back down as a cold front makes its way into the area for a chilly weekend, unfortunately. So here's your forecast for today, 54 degrees with a chance of showers with winds moving northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, a low of 44 with clouds persisting, could see a stray shower or two make its way through the area. Winds will remain calm. And for tomorrow, warming up as that high pressure system makes its way through. 69 degrees will be our high with more sunshine as we clear out for a very pleasant day. Going into the weekend 7-day forecast, there's scattered showers Tuesday, and even by Wednesday and Thursday could see clearing out, and by the weekend staying dry and relatively cool.
Well, Joey, those temperatures are looking a little bit more chilly. Might be time for those fall jackets.
Yeah, thanks, Joey. I definitely will bring out my jacket this week. And it's a perfect time for sports like football and volleyball. Let's hear more.
The State High football team continues to bulldoze their way through their opponents. Stick around to see more. Also coming up, we recap how the Nittany Lions played against the Northwestern Wildcats as they head into their bye week.
lost my skin. Think it's time I find my place here.
Fasten your seatbelt.
You're taking my breath away.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Amazing. Well, what are you waiting for?
You belong here. This is your home.
What is your sense now of the humanitarian situation?
This is making me emotional.
This experience I'm going to carry with me the rest of my life. I'll always be so grateful for everything you did for me.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
I'm Reagan Stoddard with sports. The Nittany Lions head into their bye week unbeaten at 5-0 and ranked 10th in the country. Matt Noah looks back at their latest win against Northwestern.
Penn State took on Northwestern Saturday at Beaver Stadium, with both teams facing an extra opponent, the weather. The remnants of Hurricane Ian dumped heavy rain on the field and caused muddy conditions that led to a defensive battle. The Lions' defense led the way, forcing 7 punts and 3 turnovers.
Our defense was either able to get a turnover back or they just played great sudden change defense. They played phenomenal. I'm never going to allow the weather to be an excuse. Doesn't matter.
Penn State scored first on a 20-yard pass from Sean Clifford to Brenton Strange. Running back Nick Singleton led the offense down the field before completing the drive by punching in a 2-yard rushing touchdown to give the Nittany Lions a 14-0 lead heading into halftime.
With our offensive line and our defensive line, I felt like we controlled the game, and I thought points were going to be hard to come by.
In the second half, Northwestern got on the scoreboard with a 47-yard touchdown reception, Ryan Helinski to Jacob Gill. In the fourth quarter, Penn State added a field goal, then the Lions made a crucial goal line stand, stopping the Wildcats at the 1-yard line to secure a 17-7 victory.
You got 600, 800, 900 pounds laying on top of you, man, in a rainy Big Ten game. It feels fun. It feels fun. I like it.
P.J. Mustipher led the team with 8 tackles, and Jair Brown had an interception, as Penn State moved to 5-0. Now it's a bye week to make corrections and get healthy. At Beaver Stadium, I'm Matt Noah for the Center County Report.
Next up for the Lions is a game at Michigan as they begin a tough stretch of Big Ten opponents. Now to high school football. State College remains unbeaten after crushing CD East over the weekend, and Harrisburg blew out Altoona. Reporter Dugan Lloyd was at the game in Altoona for our After the Whistle football show.
Altoona stuck to their typical ground and pound approach in this one, but failed to chew clock as the Cougars were on their every move. On the other side of things, Harrisburg used their speed advantage to spread Altoona's D out at will, as quarterback Sean Lee found his weapons in big play after big play.
They got a good defense, so really it was just trying to get those open receivers the ball, and we got a good old line, nice young old line, so just running the ball, passing the ball, whatever we could do to get those yards and points on the board.
Coming into a highly touted matchup. If you're an Altoona fan, you might want your money back. If you left at halftime, you didn't miss much. Altoona dropping a goose egg on the scoreboard.
Just film. We watch a lot of film during the week, so we just got to capitalize off of that
I watch a lot of film.
We molded very quickly, like off-season camp, things like that. But it slowed down when we lost our head coach and things like that. So it slowed down. But when he came back, I mean, we were just pushing on all cylinders. We all came together and we wanted to win this as a team.
With this win, Harrisburg moves to 4-1 on their season and stays atop the Mid-Penn Commonwealth Conference.
You can see more highlights from the Friday night games on After the Whistle. That's on our website, commedia.psu.edu. Number 12, Penn State Volleyball looks to stay in the win column when it takes on Ohio State this Friday. The Nittany Lions were hoping to snap a 2-game losing streak on Sunday against Michigan State. After taking the first set, the Spartans came back from a 5-point deficit. Trying the set and the match, Kashana Williams and Zoe Weatherington had a combined 26 kills, which included Weatherington's match winner.
I think a big takeaway for us is we're just never settled. It's hard to win, so we're excited to have this win, but we're not settling. Like, we're coming in on our next practice and we're going 110%.
The Lions are now 13-2 overall. A new Ironman triathlon is coming to State College next summer. The Ironman group will hold the event July 2nd. The 70.3-mile Pennsylvania Happy Valley Triathlon will have athletes swim at Bald Eagle State Park, bike through Center County, and run across Penn State's campus. The finish line will be inside Beaver Stadium. Registration for the event opens tomorrow. That's all for sports. Now back to you at the anchor desk.
Thanks, Reagan. Coming up next, lots of colors and a little running. We check out a fun-filled event for a good cause.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Support your PBS station and you can get Passport, giving you full seasons, early releases, special collections, and more. Get the PBS Video app now and stream the best of PBS anytime, anywhere.
We care about things that affect the lives of every American.
We are there at the front line
to get to the heart of what really matters in every issue.
This country has not seen this in 80 years.
This extraordinary moment in American history.
You're making such a huge impact.
Trust is at the heart of what we do.
State College High School hosted its 4th Deca Dash Color Run for a good cause over the weekend. Gabrielle Tyner shows you the colorful story.
With a burst of cheers, smiles, and laughs, they're off. State College High School students, family, and friends gathered at Circleville Park for the Deca Dash 5K Color Run to raise money for the Ronald McDonald Foundation. DECA is a nationwide student business club and helps teach students to become leaders in areas like finance, management, marketing, and hospitality.
I think that one of the main pillars of DECA is community outreach, and with that is community service. So being able to get our members involved within our community, very important to us.
Pops of colorful powder covered the runners throughout the course. DECA advisor Bridget Kowalski says it was the students' idea to hold the run as a fundraiser.
A couple years ago, one of the students actually came up with the idea because they figured that doing something that is more engaging of the community and not just state high students, so the color run was a good option of what they had.
The money earned this year will provide families of hospitalized children with housing and financial help. As runner Ashlyn Arnold crossed the finish line, she said the good cause is what motivated her to run.
I ran because it's not only a great way to support DECA, but also a great opportunity to support the Ronald McDonald Foundation. It was so much fun. Even though it's not the prettiest day, we just had the best time.
DECA's goal this year was to raise $4,000 for the charity, but they've already hit it.
Yes, absolutely. Right now I think we're at 4,100, and then even after the color run, we still do a couple other charity options. And this year we're projected to do about $4,300 for the Ronald McDonald House.
In State College, I'm Gabrielle Tyner for the Center County Report.
This year's color run had nearly 70 people running and walking the 5K. Last year, DECA raised $3,700 for the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
That's all for today's newscast. We hope you'll join us Friday for our next local news update.
But you can follow us anytime for breaking news and watch our stories on Center County Report's social media. You'll find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and our website. Have a good afternoon.